Sakamoto Days. This is Sakamoto Days, chapter 196, First Encounter. We open with some color pages, a color page spread of Sakamoto, Nagumo, I forget this guy's name, with the hammer, and Shin.
Yeah, I forget his name too.
Yeah. I know they say it in this chapter because we do see him in it. Yeah, last we left off, we started a flashback chapter to the origins of how Sakamoto and Shin know each other previously. It was mentioned before, but it was never really expounded upon until this moment. And Shin is being held at gunpoint by a bunch of other assassins. And he says, he asks everybody, he's like, huh, so all of you assassins have some kind of weapon, huh? And then he reads all of their minds until he finds someone who is unarmed, which in this case happens to be Sakamoto. And he manages to break free from his, I guess, shackles, take someone's knife and aim for Sakamoto. And he's like, gee, thanks, a moron with no weapon? Go figure. Don't even try to resist. I can read exactly what you're... And then we cut over to just like Sakamoto grabbing Shin's hair and pulling it towards the knife that he has reversed upon himself. It's a pretty crazy panel, all things considered. And it's that kind of classic thing where he reads Sakamoto's mind and Sakamoto's envisioning killing him. So Sakamoto, this is the first time it's ever happened, so it just kind of like knocks him out, the shock of it. And Sakamoto's like, huh? I didn't even do anything. And he picks the kid up and he picks Shin up and he's like, I'll dispose of him. Let me a body bag. So I guess he's like trying to make it seem like he killed Shin, but he didn't kill Shin, you know. He calls over Nagumo and explains that he's infiltrated the group. So this guy's name is Shishiba, the hammer guy. And they're like, cool. So did you know that Shishiba hates onions? He's like, I stuck some chilapin in sauce into his food and he spat it right out. And Sakamoto's like, if that's it, then I'm hanging up. So
it's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
That
would have pissed me off.
We did him grease, like,
don't mess with a person's food.
Goodness.
But yeah, he explains that the target's a former JA member, and he's guilty of leaking classified information, and he's hiding somewhere in the city. So the job is to find this person and kill him. So yeah, he hangs up, and Shin wakes up. He's like, wait, wasn't I dead? And he's like, wait, I'm not dead. You're that guy. And he's like, why'd you try to target me back there? And Shin says, like, because you didn't have a weapon. And he's like, how'd you know? And Shin, like, explains, he's like, because I can read your mind, including what you're thinking right now. And Shin
that's one of my favorite panels of the week.
Shin,
the little one that just...
He's like...
It says, heh. Nah, not even.
Freak out.
The one that just says, heh. Yeah. By itself.
Yeah, by itself.
Like, wait till you get a load of this.
Check this shit out. Get a load of this shit. I can read minds. And then he's waiting for Sakamoto to react. He's remembering how people usually react when they say that. And then Sakamoto literally just goes, oh. And he's also at the same time thinking, oh. Just a nonchalant, oh. And Shin's like, he's not freaked out by having a guy read his mind. And he's like, well, anyway, you made a good choice. Now scram. And Shin's like, you can't boss me around. You're just this dirty assassin. And Sakamoto explains, like, go to the cops. They'll take care of you. Kids like you don't last long in these circles. You say, calling them soft. And Shin explains that he's looking for someone that he's been searching for all alone for years. And Sakamoto's like, well, I hope you find them. So he's getting annoyed because Sakamoto is just like not giving him attention. And he realizes it's
At all.
because Sakamoto's targets seem to be arriving. And Shin decides to blow up his spot. He immediately is just like, "Hey, morons, over here!" And
What an asshole.
yeah, and the enemy starts to skedaddle. Shin also leaves, and the enemies catch up and attack him. Shin is running away like, haha. And then he remembers a guy, Tasuku Ando. He's a man that he found the files in the lab 13 years ago about a man named Tasuku Ando who left him at the lab as a baby and disappeared. And Shin is wondering if that is his dad. So, he's like, I bet if I found my real father, I bet he'd. And it's at that point he gets interrupted by some of the enemies that Sakamoto was tailing. And and they're like, "You were with that guy with the glasses." And Shin is like a little distressed for a second, but then Sakamoto comes in, swooping from the sky, destroying the car and is landing. Yeah, literally like Batman. And he says, "Get down." He thinks "get down" so only Shin can hear him. And he tosses a license plate and a tire at these fucking guys, killing them. Yeah, killing them both, obviously. Oh, tire guy seems to survive because he wakes up.
Yeah?
Yeah, because Sakamoto goes up to him with the gun and he's like, "I'm with the JA
Oh, right.
on a mission to ice a certain man. If you try to cover him for him, I'll kill you." And the guy's like, "JA's got a direct target. Who is it?" And he explains that he's looking for Tasuku Ando, the very same guy that Shin is looking for. And the guy's like, "Never heard of him." And let's see if we could jog your memory. And Shin explains that he actually doesn't know. And he strikes up a deal with Sakamoto to use him in order to help him find his dad or his prospective dad. He's like, "Take me with you on your mission and I'll help you find your target." And that's where the chapter ends. Josh, what did you think about Sakamoto Days, chapter 196?
This is an interesting flashback. I really didn't know what to think going into it at all. This is, I feel like I'm just going to talk about what annoys me a little bit first, which is that I feel like the further this goes is the more I find it hard to believe that this was something planned. I know they knew each other previously, but like it really seemed like Shen didn't really know Sakamoto like that when they first met up. Maybe I need to reread the beginning. But that's the only thing I'm finding a little annoying, but honestly it's not a big detail. So yeah. Your boy, I think there was something. Yeah, all right. So there's like a little hint here. I feel like in this chapter, the fact that he wasn't like carrying a weapon on him. We all know that like Sakamoto is already someone that just uses whatever's around him, or like like really basic shit. But I don't know. I feel like there was a point made about that. No, actually, and with more thought, I'm just being a fiend because I want to see what new skills he's developed. He had a bag with him. I didn't forget.
Wait,
He's
Sakamoto?
got some stuff. Yeah.
No, that was the sniper rifle.
Before the flashback.
That was Heisuke's sniper rifle bag.
Shit. I'm about to turn into Brian. I'm about to be real critical.
You're about to be
real critical after this flashback.
You're gonna take it out. You're gonna
yeah.
take this out on Sakamoto Days.
We'll see.
Take out your frustrations.
I might be irate if he doesn't have. No, it doesn't have to be a fucking weapon. I just really wonder what his newfound strength is going to be.
Yeah, me too, honestly.
So, but anyway, I guess back to the flashback. Nagumo, I think when I was reading this series, I always looked at him as yeah, he lies and stuff and plays pranks, but like ultimately he's a really good friend. And then I think like after seeing what he did to his trainee with the onions, how you just I'm imagining if somebody put mayonnaise on my fucking food.
Yeah, that would.
The crazy thing is that I'm not an assassin. And I would wow the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't find that shit funny at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Josh
you know,
hates mayonnaise, for those of you.
That would
Fun fact
really,
about the show.
you know, that would really bother me. And so I just, how did this guy not kill Nagumo? I guess he can't. I guess he would if he could.
Yeah, because Nagumo
man,
is like his teacher, almost.
He is the fucking worst. That's what he is. I'm not a fan of him. And if he gets killed later on in the series, I won't be particularly upset about that. You know, live by the gun, die by the gun, right?
Yeah.
Tasuko Ando. Brian, what are your thoughts?
This was an all right chapter. It's still a lot of buildup for what's going to happen in the rest of this flashback. It's pretty cool to see Prime Sakamoto in action when he was an assassin. It's not very often where you see somebody getting a tire thrown at their head and they die, but like in real life, this is instant death. But this guy, like, I don't know. Every single time tires hit people, every single time tires hit somebody, they survive in all of media.
That's not true.
It's
Final
very
Destination.
fake, man.
No, but this guy should be dead. The tire
Final
rim.
Destination was the like realistic application of that.
The tire rim bent around this guy's face. He should be beyond.
Yeah,
dead.
he should be dead. He should be dead for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah,
but yeah,
the guy with the license plate definitely dead, right?
He's dead.
Yeah, no,
sure.
that guy's dead. That guy's dead for sure. But yeah, this is pretty all right chapter. Not gonna lie, I don't have much to say because it's kind of like, you know, it's still a lot of buildup.
Yeah,
so not much to really talk about. What about you, Chris?
I like this chapter a fair bit. To be honest, I like this dynamic that they're building with Shin. The color pages were sick. I will say that. This is kind of an unrelated thing, especially during this arc. But something I've been thinking about Sakamoto Days is that I'm not a huge fan of like basically Sakamoto's skinny mode being the default mode now. I feel like part of the charm of Sakamoto Days is that his dad bod form was the one fighting these cool ass battles, and now every time it's just the same Sakamoto, like his young form. That's automatically the thing.
Yeah,
I didn't think about that so much.
I agree, because like you would save like the skinny form for like you would see the skinny form and you'd be like, oh shit, shit's really about to go down now. Or it was like cool to see it in flashbacks more so, like you get to see him doing shit. I actually do kind of miss his dad Sakamoto form. Not gonna lie, because wasn't he stronger in that form too?
I don't know what it is, but like I feel like I would enjoy this series a little bit more if that was the case. This is just like an overall thing that I was thinking about over the week, and it just kind of occurred to me. I feel like they do this because when the skinny Sakamoto was first revealed, it was very early in the series, to be honest. And it was at that point I was like, oh, did he do this as like a kind of a savior thing for his series a little bit? I don't know how well Sakamoto was doing in the back, but sometimes you got to do these like gimmicks to like boost your series up in polls, and I'm wondering if that's why. But it is a bummer that like
keeping him in that form, keeping him in the skinny form.
Yeah,
you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, excuse me. I just think that like it was like a gag aspect. Like it was cool to see it, but it mostly was for comedic effect, and you could only bring out skinny Taro so many Sakamoto, I mean, until I guess it starts to get dry. So I think this is just kind of like the natural progression. I don't think he's ever gonna not get chubby again or something.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
But
I wish that was just
I'm
the default.
also
I wish that was just a default because that's what the series
Yeah.
was about initially.
like he always starts fat. Like like every arc he begins
Yeah,
as
it
a
was
fat.
part of the charm, and I do like.
It's fine. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, you know what?
I do like the character
I
design when
personally
he's
don't
fat
think it's
too.
dry.
I don't think it's dry
No?
particularly. It's not like really a huge. It's not like a deal breaker for me at all. It's just something I like started feeling recently. It's unrelated to this chapter particularly, and I'm not going to hold it against this chapter at all because this is young Sakamoto. But it was something as I was reading through Sakamoto Days, I was just like, man, I wish there was just like he would stay in that mode just because that's what the series, that's the charm the series is built on. And it's just a fun it's a fun like gag thing as well. I don't know. Maybe it's just
No,
me.
I agree. I wasn't, I wasn't seeing it because I felt like, oh, I don't mind seeing skinny Sakamoto, but it did not even occur to me. I was like, wow, it's been a little while. He's been, I don't know. Like I said before, I think it'd be cool if he was chubby at the beginning of every arc and then
I'd be
he
okay
didn't
with
have to
that.
get skinny in the final
Compromising.
fight. Yeah, just if they still use that to comedic effect, but we just understand going forward that skinny Sakamoto is going to be the norm and for his fights anyway. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it's animated in the anime that's coming out next week. So
Next week?
yeah, Sakamoto Days season 1 coming out next week on Netflix.
Solo Leveling came back.
Hey. But anyway, this chapter. I like this little I really like the scene where like Sakamoto is just somewhat unimpressed by the mind reading, where he's just like, not only is he saying it out loud, he means it. He's like, oh.
Me. Right.
He's like, oh. And it was a nice little chapter overall, just to start building up that relationship. He smacked the shit out of him with this tire. I just saw it again.
Oh, he absolutely beamed him in the fucking head.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that he warped the rim. I mean, yeah, he should be dead, right? I mean,
yeah,
whatever. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, a road rage driver's dream. I bet they were all.
Sakamoto got a handgun. Uh-oh.
He wrapped his suit around it. I don't know why, but.
Well, I guess
probably
he's out in public.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, probably to hide the fact that he's aiming a gun.
True.
Yeah.
All right. Well, those are all my thoughts. I really like this chapter. I think it was probably my second favorite of the week. Just on vibes, I just enjoy when the series like explores the dynamic between Shin and Sakamoto. I think especially in the infancy of the relationship where he treats him like a kid almost. But there's a lot of like funniness to be mined from that. But yeah, that's all I gotta say.